Briareos Kerensky reporting for duty. Objective: to show what From Software's Gundam Unicorn offers to die-hard mecha fans.
X-Ray 1試験戦闘開始。目標の追撃に移ります。
マスターに尽くす。私という人間はそのためにある。
Gundam Unicorn features two distinct play modes: Story Mode, called Unicorn Mode, and Custom Cast. Unicorn Mode is the recreation of the first 3 anime episodes, plus some tutorials and special missions set before UC 0096. This brings us to the first problem. Story Mode is short, uninteresting and over-reliant on DLC. The battles present in this mode are exactly what has been shown during the anime, so there are a lot of cutscenes, which are a series of static images, and battles are few and far between. Missions where lead mobile suits fight are always proposed from every point of view, making them highly redundant. Except for very few battles played with the Kishatri and the Sinanju, missions are set in free space and always oriented to complete destruction of the opponents. Downloadable missions pose a partial break to this monotony, but they are paid DLC. Surely, their price is fair, usually 500 yen, but it feels like having only half of what this mode could have really offered. The most glaring example is the lack of missions with the Loto, which features its own tutorial due to its particular control method. DLCs add a lot to story mode, including missions from several spin-offs and events set before the anime. Probably the best pack belongs to Angelo, where his long-range mobile suit is used as a support unit to other close-range mobile suits. But where Unicorn mode mostly fails, Custom Cast succeeds. Starting as a one-man army with just a mobile suit and its pilot, it's possible to build up a team comprising of 2 more active pilots, 1 warship and their crew, plus 3 reserves. The objective of Custom Cast is conquering a series of missions with the current team. Higher performances will open the highest tiers of the chosen path, thus rewarding more Unicorn and NT points. NT points allow to use larger and better equipped teams, and unlock the best units in the game. Unicorn points are used to purchase new equipment and characters from the laboratory, and to improve their stats in the tune menu. Mobile suits can be tweaked in health, armor, fuel, tracking system, and fixed weapons in power and magazine size. Characters can improve their aim, basic, dash and fuel control. Non-fixed weapons, which act as a mobile suit's primary weapon, can be made more powerful and with more ammo. Custom Cast is not only a mobile suit freak's dream, but it's also where different weapons and mobile suits types are able to shine due to their varied nature of the mission underway. The simplest form is to destroy enough enemies, while other missions require to escort a friendly battleship or to avoid that enemies break a defensive line. Although some mobile suits have better baseline performances than others, it's possible to clear most missions with every MS type. Few high-ranking missions are impossible to complete, even with the lowest requirements, with limited mobile suits like the long-range Giradoga, but if you want to bring a lowly GM to the top of the MS food chain, you can. Custom Cast also allows to experiment with different weapons loadout and to explore the various properties of the many weapon types against a good variety of targets, which is something completely missed by Unicorn mode. The best thing is that the difficulty in Custom Cast scales with the available equipment, so having a dream team of Gundam Unicorn, Sinanjo and Kishatria won't guarantee total victory. From higher mission requirements to better pilots with cutting-edge mobile suits, Custom Cast requires a lot of skill to be completely cleared. This strangely makes some mission paths easier to clear with top ranks when resources are limited, making you wonder why you haven't fulfilled a mission at its best, but it keeps the whole game going. Directly tied to Custom Cast there is another problem: grinding. Being it for purchasing items or tweaking them, the Unicorn points given at the end of each mission or mission path in Custom Cast aren't that much, often forcing players to repeat the most lucrative missions to acquire something that will make a mission easier. Some weapons are very limited when first acquired, and to avoid excessive babysitting of your wingmen in custom cast, improving their magazine is paramount, but then mobile suit armor won't be enough. Or a character could really need a couple of extra aiming points because better pilots require too many resources in custom cast. Grinding is constant, and every item must be leveled separately. Another problem highlighted by custom cast is that enemies are able to withstand excessive amounts of punishment, often forcing mobile suits to abuse dashing beam sabers wings and special attacks. Battlefields are scattered with resupply points for armor, fuel and ammo, but with the anime showing the Unicorn's big magnum able to destroy an enemy mobile suits by just grazing it, it's somewhat disappointing to see Agira Zulu absorb 2 or 3 shots before exploding. Not that giving the big magnum its real power would have made the weapon unbalanced, as the beam itself is low, recharges low and there is a relatively long input delay between button press and firing. This input delay is one of the most interesting aspects of Gundam UC, with larger or heavier equipped mobile suits taking some time between actions, giving the impression of the mobile suit's sluggish controls. It's far from being a bad thing, game-wise. It adds depth to the game mechanics and further differentiates between mobile suits. The Kshatriya, for example, is a long-range powerhouse, but its weapons take a long time to fire, so it's never wise to get too near to the target. On the other hand, a Delta Plus can zip around the battlefield, providing suppression fire in mobile armor mode, and quickly deliver close-range attacks in mobile suit mode before retreating. From Software did an excellent job in giving each mobile suit a different feeling, though controls can be overwhelming at first. Let me say that I have a very limited experience with Armored Core or another Century episode, so controls in Gundam UC were a bit surprising. Every button and stick on the controller is used, with the L1 and the up and down on the D-pad acting as shifts for weapon control. L1 switches between handheld, like a beam rifle, and secondary, like grenades weapons, which also reassign face buttons to them. Up and down switch between firing modes, which can range from different burst modes to charge and multi-lock attacks. Altitude is controlled via R1 and R2, with vertical dashes assigned to double taps. Face buttons are used to turn on and off thrusters, firing the primary weapon, using whatever close-range attack the current MS has, and targeting. Controls change when transforming mobile suits entering mobile armor mode, with L1 and R1 assigned to yaw and the left analog stick for pitch and roll. It's possible to choose a simple control scheme, but it also limits the control over the mobile suit. However, after getting used to them, controls work great, except we're trying to reach supplies.
うるせえ女だ。メガ粒子の塊をぶち込んでもらいたいのか。
何を言ってるの？
気にするな。若者はこれほどの勢いがなければ。
Gundam UC also offers a wide range of customization, letting players to choose in-game themes and BGMs played in different menus. It's not much, but after having tampered with it, you'll start to wonder why it's not available in other games. Of course, there is a gallery mode and a movie theater, but loading times are just terrible. There is no install option and everything is read from the game's disk, which gives huge loading times. Like these moving red lines? No, better get used to them. Graphics are adequate. Mobile suits are a bit low on texture detail, but are exceptionally modeled. Textures on random objects don't show a huge variety, and the larger explosions aren't as good as they could have been. Backdrops, well, it's space, not much variety here. Pilot portraits are seldom unsynced with the audio, but that's nitpicking. And yes, there is constant radio chatter. Lines are limited, and hearing for the millionth time Naze Tatakau can be unnerving. Barnagi's Azobi Janai is also something you would gladly erase from the game's database. This heavy radio traffic does create a good atmosphere in larger battles though. The game is import friendly. Text during missions is in English, but menus use Japanese for names and attributes, though they are far from being hard to understand. Mission objectives are very clear even by just looking at the briefing graphics. The only obstacle is to actually accomplish what's asked. Despite its over-reliance on DLC, Gundam Unicorn is a good game that will especially please Gundam fanatics. It's not as simulative as the Ionic Front or as frenetic as Extreme Versus, but it's an excellent take on the latest Universal Century anime series. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed this review. Briarius Kerensky, signing out.
世は済んだ。帰還する。